Welcome to another episode of Damage Control. This is Mookie, joined here with Darth Beaver. And we've got some catching up to do. I was off last week, kind of, I want to say semi-unexpectedly, but I had a basketball trip to make up down in Dallas, so sorry for not giving a heads up on that. But this week, we're going to go ahead and just kind of follow up, recap the past kind of things that we haven't discussed over the last 2 weeks. Mainly want to go into the blog posts as we normally do, and then towards the end, probably on a separate YouTube video, but here on Twitch, we'll go ahead and talk about Cosmic Crucible, really break it down, just kind of seeing what theory, mindset Darth's playing with as far as his approach to the game, and likewise for myself. But yeah, with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let's introduce Darth, man. Darth, how are you doing?
I'm doing very well, thank you. Good morning, Mookie.
Good morning. So, yeah, I'm just kind of looking over my screens here, trying to figure out the approach normally. But I wanted to do a little bit different. I'm going to jump right into the blog post here. Because the blog post, it kind of summarizes a little bit what I wanted to talk about and just kind of ask you for your thoughts and opinions as far as with these current events that Scopely is kind of running out with its characters. You know, before in the past, we had our milestones, which would be about, like at the most a 2-week event when they release these new characters.
15 days or something like that, yeah.
Yeah, so now they take in a month-long event. So like looking over to the blog post I just pulled up on the screen, the big news really off of it is just kind of talking about the release of what they're doing here with Dazzler. And the main thing to be aware of is that I guess they're breaking it up into 3 main milestone events, 4 quick Rubble Blitz milestones, 2 advance or alliance milestones. And I didn't pay attention to which actual emblem, because this correlates to what we did with the A-Force Spider-Woman one, where you got that emblem and that was like the credits that you get towards that month event. So I don't know which emblem they're using. Didn't really dig into
Disco balls.
Is that what it is? Okay, figured.
Yeah, baby, it's disco ball.
Okay, figured it would be something like that. All right, so disco balls is going to be the icon to pay attention to. So I mean, so that's kind of what's going on with her. I guess we'll pause on that and jump back right into the gameplay, because this is where I'm really kind of getting at. It's where it correlates here to the, where is she at right here, to this A-Force. So what's your thoughts, Darth? I mean, do you like this approach about it being a month long? Do you hate it? I mean, or are you kind of in between, don't really matter? What's your thought?
Well, right now we're at the end of the A-Force of Nature event. So that means that I completed it yesterday or the day before. So I completed all my milestones, and I made one purchase, which was actually wound up being completely unnecessary to get the emblems, which means that for a month-long event, it looks to be free to play, completable as long as you do all of their little hoops and buy all of their little one-core offers and things like that. So that puts a very positive light on the whole thing. It doesn't take you a whole month, plus you have to spend $200 to complete the event. So I'm more excited seeing how this event played out in the end for another month-long event than I was if you would have told me at the beginning of the last month-long event that we were going to do 2 or 3 of these in a row, or this was going to be a new schedule for character release. I think it provided a lot for a lot of different guys in the Alliance. The different milestones for doing everything different, I think spreads out the screen time a little bit. Everybody's going to cry because they feel like they blitzed very heavily. But look at the blitz one we have right now. It's not asking you to do too much. It's 3 or 4 rotations a day. So no, I've been very pleased with the event actually, and they wound up. Now maybe not every day along the way. I'm sure I was frustrated at times, and I'm not good at math. So before I got Niku's staff, I had no idea how close I was actually going to get to finishing it, because I'm not interested in a spreadsheet or in math on that or anything. I figured I would just get where I would get. So, but overall, I think it's good. I think it was a reasonable way to release a character. I think it takes a long time. I think a month is an awful long time to keep somebody engaged in a single event. But as long as it's completable, free to play, without too much besides game engagement, then I think it's a decent way to do things. I think it's player friendly, and I do believe that there was 180 character shards for Spider-Woman available, which is 4-star free to play, which is basically the one of that's one of the more generous amounts of character shards that you get for for a new character from one of their release methods.
Gotcha. Okay. No, that's a perfect way to explain it there. When you're kind of broke it down there with the free to play approach, it made me think about Willie. I wonder what his take is on that. And yeah, because I guess the negative side is the grindiness of it and how long it's going to take, and you have to be very pay attention to the detail aspect of those one core offers. Yeah, because if you miss up on that, then you're behind, and then the course catch up mechanic is going to be your wallet to go ahead and kind of complete all 40 milestones. So that's kind of the pros and cons to it. Now, the one thing I guess what is rewarding, we're talking offline here. I really hadn't paid attention to this ranking system. Um, and I guess I'll just kind of ask as I'm thinking in my mind out loud here, as far as this ranking, this is like total, like against all the player base, right? Or is this just within the alliance? I guess it's
This is in the whole player base. This is like any other rank rewards in the game.
okay. Yeah, it doesn't show where I was wondering if it kind of showed or give me an idea where I rank. I guess you don't really know to the very end.
Yeah, it's one of those blind things, but we can expect to hopefully get 1 to 2%.
Okay, so
Spending, like I said, I spent $10 on the event and purchased 900 A Force of Nature orbs. I highly doubt that's going to be. I mean, I can tell you it's not going to be in the top 100 for sure. So I'm gonna hope that we're in the top 1 to 2%.
yeah,
Hoping that people didn't go crazy and spend a bunch of money on those
so
tokens.
those that want to be up on the ranking board, that blind push to it, are the ones that are purchasing the offers, right? The ones that are purchasing more the emblems.
Yeah, those are the people that are going to get higher up on the leaderboard there.
Okay.
But God, you got to think that's got to be hard to gauge. Even if you're spinning, that's a month-long spending leaderboard. You're never going to be able to keep up with some of those big dogs.
Yeah, because I know they kind of tease you here with these gold promos, and I think that's kind of where the carrot is for those that are trying to chase. And I guess maybe these teal orbs. I guess I don't care for that one. Milestone. Yeah, I'm just kind of curious. I really didn't look into the ranking. I didn't realize about these rewards. So 3 more days. I guess we'll kind of see where we land into it, what rewards we'll get off of that. So, but that jumps us right back into this whole blog post over here with Dazzler then. So that's going to be the same approach when she rolls out here on June 1st. They're going to start going ahead and giving some disco balls. And here's like, I guess, all the rewards that they have on their own little spreadsheet. So maybe this is to help Boylan. I don't know. But it's funny because I think was it last week they had some type of scoring system like this that was kind of playing out, and they realized that they had it wrong for those. Which
Yes,
was it Nico? No,
I think it was
Nico
just for a day. It was for the Sister Grimm, one of the Sister Grimm milestones, I think.
Yeah.
But they fixed it.
Okay. Maybe that's good.
So we'll see if. I guess that's why I don't read all that stuff because I don't trust them. Not because I'm too stupid.
Yeah, no, I just don't. I don't want to deal with numbers. This is for fun. This just makes my brain hurt when I start looking at all that. But yeah, so same setup, leaderboard too as well. Let me see what else to recap on the blog post. I think the one big news that I just saw as I was reviewing it here this morning was actually in regards to some of the updates that they have with new characters coming out. So this is another week, or within the past 2 weeks, that they're adding another character. Because I know we had Lady Dragon go into one of the campaigns, and now we're going to actually have Magic. Magic's going to be entering the Heroes campaign 6-9 node.
Yes.
So that happens on June 1st.
Yeah, first Wednesday of the month. They're doing what they said they'd do.
Okay.
With one character again.
Got it. So we got that. Agatha's going to be that red star. Now, I had this internal question. I haven't asked out loud to our Alliance folks. But going to the Darkhold team for a moment, as Agatha is being announced here, and just she's going to be a red star promo character into that little bucket. Between her, no, it's not Agatha. Between Wong and Heartless, which one would you say is the more priority to red star up?
Wong, and that's only because it's just because of the match you face in arena, and one of the hardest things to get through is a great big thick Wong.
Yeah, that's my answer too, and because I actually because I have that decision to make. That's why I said that question, because it's like, man, I try to upgrade Heartless because I have him in Dark Dimension DD5,
Mm-hmm.
and then like Wong, but he's he's only 5 star right now. I don't even have him at the 6 gold, so it's kind of a mute point to even like push it. But anyways, once I'm kind of on tinkering there as far as getting him up to 6, but I definitely want to use a gold promo on him. And it's just like you said, it's that mirror match. I just want them to kind of be frustrated to try to get through that long. All right. But what other events? Let's see. That's the big news for me. It's just kind of those two things. And of course it goes into about like the other just end of the month, weekly stuff going on with the Nora highs. And then they kind of break down the next Rumble Blitz team, which will be the Guardians. That's all. That's all we have as far
Well,
as on the news there. Yeah, go ahead.
I do have one little cry about what happened. About I was not expecting Dazzler to be this released character. I was expecting Dazzler to be our next release character because of their silhouettes. Do you remember when they brought out their last set of silhouettes? It was a while ago, but it was the first two from A Force. It was Spider Woman, Niku, Phantom X, and then it was Gambit.
Oh, I
And it
got you.
was the silhouette. So
Hmm.
the next silhouette after Phantom X was Gambit. It wasn't Dazzler, and it just irritated me. That's all. It was one little bit of tears about this, and for some reason I remembered it, and I was like, well, that's not okay because I was planning on Gambit. I would prefer Gambit to be out instead of Dazzler. That's all. That's why. So wham.
Well, you know what? I know why, and I'm gonna ask this question. Actually, I have it. Let me go back to the screen. Make sure I know what I'm doing here. Let's see. And it's mainly because nope, on the right screen there.
That
You see it, right? All right, let me
that's
fix
the
it.
greatest. That's the greatest.
So I would say the lead into you being excited or kind of talking about Gambit, I think there's a reason being because this little offer that came out was this about like what 2 or 3 days ago,
Something
where
like
there
that.
was a mix up, and this screenshot that I took, this is actually coming from Philosopher. I'm on his Discord to actually get the alerts. So I saw some excitement. Something was rumbling there about this offer. Go grab it. Do this. Something's going on. So apparently they pulled it away, but then he followed up saying that yeah, they're gonna leave it there for 24 hours because of their mess up. So what did you do with this mess up, Darth, when you saw this offer out there?
I didn't see it until somebody in our Discord tagged everybody in it and was like, "Hey, check this offer out." And I was like, "Oh, let's see." And I went in and I immediately purchased it twice. That's what I did. I immediately grabbed my credit card and hammered away and purchased it twice because it's the equivalent of 10,000 SBCs, and that has been the biggest crunch in the game for me for 2 months, 3 months.
Yeah,
So it turbo boosted my SBC income, and it allowed me to catch up to where I'd like to be, where I feel I can work on new teams again. It got me ready for Cosmic Crucible, and it's gotten me working on my Wakandans, which is exactly where I want to be right now.
yeah, and because that's what I want to kind of jump into as moving ahead after we get the blog post and after you got a nice little friendly deal for those that want to go ahead and make those type of purchases. Now you got your team kind of pushing forward towards the next well really the Gambit event, right? Well, not the Gambit, but the Rogue when that comes out next month. Um, the last time I talked to you, your priority was kind of working towards that, and it was working on the Young Avengers. Was that the first team primarily?
Young Avengers, and then A Force, and then that was it.
And
Because
so,
I knew my Young Avengers needed thousands and thousands of SBCs.
and just out of curiosity, so when you gear up your team, like I guess I'll explain my what I do personally with my game style. For me, leveling up anything towards level 80 is like gearing up my team. I know it's not all the way up to like 85, but that's kind of where I start building it at. And then if I have the extra gold, then I'll push 85 at the last kind of tinkering, but I won't get them up to G16. Um,
Right.
where do you have your Young Avengers at? Are they all 85 across the board or?
They're all at 80, and I think my America Chavez is still 65.
Okay, so she's the low one there.
She's very low. Yeah, she's still purple gear and all that.
Okay. But they're at a kind of a comfortable position, right? As far as you working your
They're
way
all
up.
they're all, they're all level 80. I think I've got them all at gear 15 now, which is where I wanted them to be. So I got once they all hit gear 15 except for America Chavez, and they're all at least level 80 except for America Chavez. So before Scourge, I will put the other 5 levels on all 4 of those big young Avengers, and my Miles is already gear tier 15, level 85.
Yeah. Okay. So when that offer came out, that actually allowed you to kind of get away from the whole Scourge planning to go to the Wakanda team, right? I mean, I saw your Wakanda starting to get all set up, and I know we're gonna dive into the whole Cosmic Crucible, but just again, I just kind of want to know what your kind of level set is, because they're not your primary Scourge team, you know. And I mean, this is just kind of
Right.
for the yeah, for Crucible. Well, where did you start leveling them up at?
I'm trying to get them to gear tier 14 and maybe level 80. So right now I've got the only my Shuri is big. She's gear tier 15, level 85. But like I think my Black Panther and Okoye are both gear 14, level 75. Um, my Killmonger is as well, and then my uh, M'Baku is level 70, gear tier 13.
Okay.
So they come out pretty good. My M'Baku's smallest on red stars and everything like that on that team too. I have a 6 red Killmonger, a 6 red Okoye, and a 7 red Shuri. So my team looks a lot bigger than it is.
Okay. Yeah. And even at this level that I have them at currently, that there's some trouble in the Cosmic Crucible with the boost that they get. So yeah, the way you're kind of planning ahead and getting up ideally to that G14 is going to be even more crazier. So and that's kind of like that's like one of the fun things to kind of see on the scorecard, but you don't get to see it in action, which would be pretty interesting if they had that feature where we can replay the defensive attack. Um, but yeah, that's I was just kind of curious. So going back, so right now I know are you still within the same mindset as you kind of go up this next week approach? You still looking at teams to get ready for the Scourge, or what's your current plan?
Well, like I said, I got to finish up my Young Avengers on levels. I'm going to put a little more bio gear into my A Force. I still have a few of them at gear tier 13, but I found them to be not as. I wasn't in such of a hurry anymore to get them done because I'm not using A Force for too much except for 3 war attacks a week. So I still have my Captain Marvel at level 13. They're bigger than yours, but they're not done.
Yeah, I kind of paused up on these guys a little bit as I started. I've been flipped. I mean, I'm like juggling A Force, Young Avengers. Kinda, I was it maybe last week or yeah, last week that I focused on them. I stopped in completely this past, the next round of Crucible. Um, but DD5 characters, I'm really itching, man. I'm like, for me personally, what my game style is, I only got one more legendary left. This is all I have left to get into the legendaries. I'm still on that cosmic node, the very last one. But once I'm done with that, I'm thinking the time is gonna fit where I can just continue on to the next phase. So for me, my personal gameplay, that's actually where my interest has been because I'm so close to that finish line.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm just that one gear right there with the
Oh,
vibranium. Yeah, and
that's
so
great.
um, I just need some of these little gears. But it's there. I mean, now that we have that Cosmic Crucible store and all that, like it's more of a reality than the RNG luck. So um, that's kind of where I'm at. And then once I get that last piece and I get her completed, that's the last legendary. I'm just running an all in. Then I'll jump back into the teams and focus on. I think the timing's just working out for me personally because I know you asked like, hey, did I do that same purchase off the SBC uh thing? And I held off on it, and then I had a case of FOMO the next day. I remember looking down over here on the messages, and I just saw web, boom, boom, upgraded this person, upgraded that person, and I saw you jump right afterwards, and all of y'all were upgrading stuff, and I was like, all right, well, obviously that was a big boost, so I might as well go ahead and just make one purchase. That's what I did. I didn't do both for them, but I think I'm in a good position here as far as just upgrading whoever I need to, kind of thing. Um, but that's about it. I mean, so as far as on this first half of our recording here, yeah, just something stuff to get excited about. We're gonna jump into start talking about Cosmic Crucible in a second video that we'll upload onto YouTube. But the main thing again is just that these events. I mean, I don't know. I mean, the month one, it is a grind, but I think it's worth it as far as what you start getting the reward aspect of it. Seems to kind of be the give and take that you just kind of deal with it. You don't get access free to play. You're not going to get that character as fast as you probably would have with the 15-day approach, but there is some little rewards on the side of it. I felt like there was one more character we didn't talk about. The Phantom X. Yeah, I guess that's what I'll close it out with. Have you been playing with Phantom X or any of those unlimited? I mean, I guess
I, I
that.
leveled I leveled Phantom X to 65 in Gear 12, and he's gonna sit there until I get Rogue.
Yeah.
Um, Unless I start seeing some videos of the broken team doing some crazy stuff in Cosmic Crucible, the only one of those characters that I'm going to show love to is Gambit. And then as soon as he's to Gear 15, I'm going to show that same love to Rogue, and then I'll work him up from there. Well, at least past 65.
Yeah. So what ISO did you put him on? Let me see if I can find him real quick.
I did get him to Blue ISO, and I took it all the way up in Green ISO, and I got him to Raider. Because he's got a lot of things that on crit he does this, and his kit, I do believe his basic is one of those.
Yeah, I saw that too. So that's kind of what made me choose to Raider as well. I figured Dazzler. Have you even looked into her ISO? Look, I haven't even done anything with her.
She's got a lot of. She might be the skirmisher on the team because she's got some blind and stuff like that. She's their controller, so probably a skirmisher on her. Again, since there's nowhere to put them and have them work super effectively right now, there's literally zero rush on these characters.
Yeah, exactly.
It's basically more prep for Rogue.
Yeah. Cool. All right then. Well, that will wrap up the show here in regards to the weekly blog review, what we're working on, and we'll kind of see where things kind of lead us into the next week. So stay tuned for that. Those on Twitch, we'll go ahead and kind of transition into Cosmic Crucible because I want to break down Dart's gameplay, his style, and his theory as far as setting up defenses, offensive attacks, and so forth. So stay tuned for that. And YouTube, just stay tuned. I'll probably try to upload it on Monday following this particular upload of this video. Enjoy your week. Take care.